Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, December 20th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started with our analysis shortly. All right. A few more things here. And we should be good to go. All right, looks like we're good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, looks like we are good to go. They're sent out, and I'll give it a few moments for people to make their way in. And as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start market liquidity over here on the daily time frame. Going down to the 4 hour. Going down to the 2 hour. Going down to the 1 hour. Going down to the 30-minute. Color that red. Going down to the 15. Going down to the 10. All right, looks like that liquidity just got hit. That's about it. So we got liquidity marked up right here. Good morning, everybody. Looks like about half of you guys are here so far. Today is Wednesday, December 20th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. Pretty much marked up all liquidity over here. First level of liquidity on the 10-minute just got hit right here. So it's pretty much running at the moment, if not already hit. I think it's still running. It's got a while to go. Volatility is super low right now. ATR is currently at 5. So that was the closest level of liquidity that pretty much just got triggered. We've got the upper level of liquidity up here. And that's pretty much it. So we got liquidity above at 37,879. We got this lower level of liquidity just that got hit pre-market, pretty early pre-market. So I don't think anybody would have taken this. The volatility is too low. But the lower level right here did get hit at 37,834. The next lower level is going to be at 37,689. So it's got a way to go down there. If price does end up moving around later in the session. So we'll come back and take a look at that later. But we've marked up pretty much liquidity here. Closest level above is at 37,879, and the lower one is pretty far down, so it's not anywhere near. Going over here to our clean chart, let me mark up 6:30. Mark up 8 o'clock. Let's go on the 4-hour time frame real quick, see if there's any structure here that we can draw up, of course. So we got one resistance level up here. Support's way down here. Let's go down to the 1 hour. We got a lower level right here. And that's pretty much it. Let's go down to the 1 minute. All right, so there's not really much structure that's close to current price. I mean, there is a 4-hour resistance up here, but it's pretty far up, so I'm not really expecting, or I don't know, we'll see if price ends up going back this high. So this is the 4-hour resistance level up here. And that's about 1,000 pips away. So it's pretty far away from current price. So we'll come back and take a look at that later once, market opens up. But at the moment, it looks like we'll just be drawing some zones around this 1 minute area over here. So it looks like the liquidity is pushing through. It's almost at its full TP. If you guys did take that lower level, it did hit pre-market, so it's pretty early. Not really expecting much from that. But we're starting to get some picked up volatility as we get closer to market open here. So other than that, let's see who's here so far. Morning, Surin. Morning, Ryan. Morning, Daniel. Morning, everybody. People are still making their way in. Let's see what else we got here. I think we had news this morning too. Let me check the news calendar real quick. We had news at 4 o'clock and 5:30. So I'll mark it up right over here. So we had news at 4 o'clock. Just right there. That's where the big drop started happening. And then 5:30, which is right here. Like literally right next to each other. So 5:30, which is right there. And 4 o'clock, which is right there. All right, so we got news marked up right there. Looking over here, we have more news coming up at 7 o'clock and 7:30. That's pretty much it for the day. News over here at 7 o'clock. News at 7:30. News at 7 o'clock. And news at 7:30. All right, so the news at that time is existing home sales and CB consumer confidence. So we got existing home sales, CB consumer confidence at 7 o'clock. That's going to be high impact news. It's forecasted to be negative. So, I mean, we'll see what happens here. 7:30 is pretty much gas stock. This happens every Wednesday. So nothing too crazy. All right, morning everybody. So it looks like majority of you guys are here so far. So today is Wednesday, December 20th. It is 6:29 right now. Market's gonna open in about 40 seconds. Let's see what's here so far. Morning, Sisu. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Alan. Lila said, good morning. Anyone caught the buy and sell liquidity? I think we had the sell liquidity right here. It just went straight to full TP. It hit pre-market. So I don't know if anybody took it, but if anybody was here and identified that when I marked it up earlier, it went to full TP already. So if anybody took it, solid. Morning, Johnny. Alan said, must be warm in California. Hey, it's actually pretty cold. It's just really warm in my office. So I'm wearing this tank top because I'm going straight to the gym after this. Got a busy day ahead of me after this live session. So if the market kind of slows down around 7:30, guys, I'm probably gonna get off a little early. I got to head out of town, down south. I'm getting my veneers done today, so I got to be down there. So if the market kind of slows down around 7:30, we'll probably just wrap it up. I'm not really expecting too much to be done today because, obviously the news is going to happen at 7 and at 7:30 is just low impact news. So I'm not expecting too much to happen. So we'll see how the volatility runs through. But no, it's actually pretty cold here, Alan. It's just really warm in my office because I left pretty much all the windows closed and stuff. So I'm wearing a tank top here. I'm just getting ready for my day as soon as this session ends. So morning, Albert. Morning, everybody. Morning, Stephen. Welcome, Stephen, back. Hey, Stephen. Yeah, Stephen's looking for the breakout. Yeah, I'll identify the breakout if it comes up. Stephen, I'll let you know if it's like good or not, but we'll see because the news this morning was negative. So, I mean, depending on where price goes, market is now open. So there goes the opening candle right there, that big green candle. That's the original breakout. So if anybody was looking to take the breakout, Steven, that'd be the breakout. I don't know if it's one I would necessarily take because the news here was negative. So this might be a fake out to the upside. But if you do want to take it, that is the breakout right there. That's a breakout version 1. If this candle here closes green, this is going to be the breakout version 2. So there might be 2 breakouts that might be running alongside each other right there. So we'll see if this here pushes up higher from where it's currently at. And as price pushes up from here, it's going to push towards the news price right there. So this is the original breakout. And then if the breakout V2 comes up, it's going to be right after it if it turns out green right here. So there might be 2 breakouts following alongside each other. The only problem with this here is that it's right next to the news price up there. So you might want to be a little careful with the entry. So there goes a breakout V3. They're both running alongside each other right there. But again, like I mentioned, you might want to be a little careful because the news here was negative pre-market. So you might get some fake out to the downside. So I'll probably watch it here and see where it goes. If you want to take it for 100 pips, 100 pips could probably be doable. But again, I'd probably be careful because you're going to get some back and forth movement over here. It's just a little risky because of the news from this morning, because we'd already had the big push to the downside. Then it corrected up, and then now it's coming back down from where it's currently at. So I'd probably just sit tight for a little bit, and I'd probably wait for a little an entry to come a little later. Sorry, I'm losing my voice, getting a little sick due to this winter weather. So I'm not in any positions right now, but we are following both of these right here. The breakout version 1 came through. Breakout version 3 is currently running as well. But again, you can see here our price is going back and forth. There's not really much of a direction right now. I mean, my guess is that price is likely to push up higher throughout the session, but you know, at the moment, there's just nothing here to really follow. Looking over here at retail sentiment is currently 76% short. This indicates that 76% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So you typically want to do the opposite and buy. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently, they're down 93 points, so they're pretty bearish right now. So it's a bit of a mixed market at the moment. Looking over here at the technicals, the 1 minute is currently neutral, 5 minutes bearish, 10 minutes bearish, 30 minutes bearish, 1 hour is neutral, and the 4 hour is bullish. So you can see price is pretty much back and forth right now as things continue to go back and forth and sideways. So there's not really too much of a direction here. Price just continues to bounce back and forth. Opening price is down here. But again, we're expecting price to possibly go up later in the day. It might not happen right now, but eventually we are expecting price to likely continue up higher. So again, it's just a waiting game. Yeah, Craig said OG Steven. Yeah, OG Steven. Steven's in the you're in the YouTube for some reason, Steven. You know, you can get on the Zoom if you like. The link's in the Discord. But yeah, OG Steven from back in the day. All right, so price is kind of going back and forth right here. Again, I'm not in any positions. I'm just waiting for price to kind of swing up a little bit. I mean, if anything, I might put a buy stop and just catch it as it swings up higher. But at the moment right now, I'm not really looking to take anything right now specifically. Yeah, so this is why I didn't really recommend taking anything, because obviously you can see price came back down to opening price. And then it might reject off here and come right back up. But whenever you have high impact news like this pre-market, you obviously want to avoid any entries because there's just nothing for you to really take there. I mean, the news here was super negative. Sorry, guys, 1 second. The news here was super negative, so I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less for the market to be kind of bouncing back and forth from here. So this might be a V1 variation over here. You can see price is starting to swing back up. So this is a V1 pattern right here, V1 variation. This might be the correction back to the upside, but we'll see if it ends up going back up from there. And there we go. So price faked out right here, pulled back down to opening price, bounced directly off opening price, and there we go. Price swings back up higher. And it just keeps going back and forth. Let's see. Next, at CNBC just reported Dow opens lower Wednesday, heads for first decline in the first 10 days. Yeah, see that too. So I wasn't able to put my buy stop there. I was kind of too busy analyzing the market. I wish I did because it went exactly to where I anticipated. Yeah, I just wasn't paying attention. It's all good. So the buy stop right there would have played out nice, like I mentioned earlier. So the breakout V3 and breakout V1 are still running in profit right now. Again, they're getting close to news price up here, so it's a little tricky. There's a V1 variation that kind of set up right here for that push to the upside. And yeah, I mean, it ended up pushing straight through. And there we go. As price pushes up higher, it looks like your breakout is about to hit. Steven, if you go on the Discord, the Zoom link's right here. It's under premium. There's a whole premium tab for it. Yeah, so if you go on the Discord, Steven, it's right here. You just go to under premium and it says live Zoom links. Nice. So Steven already exited the trade. How much profit did you make on that trade, Steven? I'm assuming you got in for a discount, like way below. So the trade's still running again, but as you can see here, price is just kind of going back and forth. There's not really too much to follow over here. Price rejected directly off the news price. So a little tricky area from where it was. I might take it easy today, guys. I don't know if I'm not really liking the way the market's currently moving. But if I see something good, I'll take it. So there's no entry here for a breakout V3 continuation, but the breakout is still running. So the breakout's still running. It's about to hit full TP right there. Steven made 80 bucks on it. What was your lot size, Steven? That's like, it's kind of little. I'm assuming you take a small lot size. See, Rika said, hi, Sean. Do you still use social trader tools for copying? Yes, I do. That's the only copier I use right now. I know there's a lot of different copiers out there, but I've been using social trader tools for a long time now, and I just haven't had any problems with them. Not any real problems. Small problems with slippage, but that's normal and that's, you know, it's expected, especially if you're scalping. But other than that, it's been pretty good for the most part. So yeah, I'm still using that. All right, so the breakouts are still running, guys. As you can see, these breakouts should have hit already a long time ago. They're still running. This is not the type of breakout you want to be in. So if you guys are out in profit already, I'd probably pull out. I would have pulled out when it got up to the news price right here. As you guys can see, if you guys are not familiar with this, majority of you guys should be. The horizontal lines here are identified as red flags. So like the news price and opening price aren't super bad, but obviously the sessions are going to be worse. But if you do see price get near any of these areas, like if price is pushing to your TP and it gets close to any of these horizontal lines that go from left to right, you should probably pull out in profit because it's usually a sign that price is going to turn around there. Sometimes price will break through it and continue going, but you can see over here that price, it rejected directly off of news, which is what I was worried about earlier. And I was kind of saying, okay, if you're going to take this position, take it for like a quick 100 pips, because if it gets close to news, it's probably going to get manipulated off that area. And that's exactly what happened. So other than that, still not in any positions right now, guys. I'm kind of just sitting back and waiting. Wednesday tends to be like kind of the it's a day where things start to turn over. So like Monday, Tuesday, price was kind of just going sideways a lot of ranging market, like a ranging market for the most part. Wednesday is usually where it will determine whether it's going to finally make its stride in one direction, whether it goes to the upside or the downside, or if it just continues to go sideways. So right here, price again is going sideways. So we might just get a sideways market for the entire week, right? That's kind of what might happen, in my opinion. So you just want to be careful because Monday and Tuesday usually set the tone for the week. If it's not going directional Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday is going to be the day where it really decides, okay, is it going to go up or down? Or is it just going to keep going sideways like it did Monday, Tuesday? So we already knew price was going sideways. And today, if price continues to go sideways, this is another day where I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just be careful because there's no direction. You know, you want to trade when price is going up, or you want to trade when price is going down. You don't want to trade when price is just ranging back and forth heavily. Because when it does that, you can get caught in a lot of fake outs. So here's a clean chart. Let me go and start marking up some levels because we do have some levels now. All right, so I'll draw this lower level right here so you can see the fake out areas. There's no support yet. I'll just draw this support level right now, but at the moment, there's not really much of a support. So you can see how price kind of goes sideways right here. This is our clean chart. And you can see how price doesn't really do much. Goes up a little bit and tried to establish a new high. And then it got faked out right here. And then it came straight back down into the range. So fake out, pull back into the range right there. So yeah, like Maddie said, it might go sideways until news at 7 o'clock, which is kind of what I'm waiting for here. Yeah, there's just nothing here. I mean, there's a breakout V3 continuation that's setting up, but it's going to be right at opening price. So obviously I wouldn't really want to take that there. Steven, you do have premium access. It's right here. So let me look you up, Steven. Since right here, this is you, right? Steven? It says premium right there. So you do have premium access. You just have to, so go over here to your top versus Kodi Kai trades, click on show all channels. You probably just don't have the channel there, but it shows that you do have premium. So let's make sure you're looking in the right place. Okay, so like I mentioned right here, guys, there's a possible V3 breakout continuation, but well, it looks like it's not going to close. So there was a sell signal here. This was pending red, but then it pushed back up. And again, there's no breakout V3 continuation there. Back to the original breakouts, both of the breakouts are still running. So this is like a huge red flag. The breakouts are still running and it's been 13 minutes. Then you should probably pull out of these positions when you have the opportunity, right? Because obviously there's no volatility in the market. Price is going back and forth and it hasn't hit TP or stop loss within 13 minutes, which is a long time for the breakout. The breakout's meant to hit within the first couple minutes, like every other strategy. So at this point, if you guys are still holding on to these breakouts from earlier this morning, I do recommend that you guys pull out of them, you know, in profit as soon as possible, because you're not really getting much of a direction here. You're just getting a back and forth movement. Once we get a new low here, I'll draw structure, but there's no structure right now. Price is pretty much just going back and forth between opening price. So here we go. The breakouts are back in profit. If you guys want to pull out of them, pull out of them. But if you don't, it's completely fine. It's just up to you. You got to understand the risk if you guys decide to hold on to them for too long. You know, we're scalping here. We're supposed to get in and out very quickly, not necessarily hold on to them for longer than you should be. And then again, it's too close to news price. So if we do get a breakout V3 continuation, it's going to be a little too close. Not really one that we would necessarily want to, you know, get caught in, for me personally, because I don't want to get caught in this right here. Where news is at, you're probably gonna get some more manipulation as price continues to climb up from here. All right, yes, Steven's here. Riga's asking, how do you copy trades that have different prices and how do you put your stop loss? I don't do that, Riga. So everything just copies what my main account does. So when my main account enters trade, it enters a trade on all the copiers. When it exits a trade, it exits. So there's no TP stop loss that are copied at all. It just does whatever the main account does. So if the main account enters a buy, all the accounts enter a buy. If the main account closes that position, all the following accounts close that position as well. I mean, it's kind of impossible for you to do that if you're going to be using different accounts, right? So that's why you have to, that's why some of my profits are different. If you guys have seen my profits, you'll see that they're not always the same. Like even my FTMOs are not the same. You can see right here, this was 2000. These are both 200K accounts. There's slippage on both. So that's why they're different, because they follow the account and they do whatever the main account does. Nice. Steven found it. He made $100 so far. Nice work, Steven. So Steven's back here on the Zoom, if you guys can see. Steven finally made it to the right room. All right, so there's no other positions here that are available, guys. ATR is currently 13, so the market's moving kind of slow. Breakouts are still holding in position. So if you guys want to pull out, there's another opportunity here to pull out. Whenever price gets near news price, you can see where the fake out tends to happen. So just be careful. If you're holding on to a position, if it gets near any of these pink lines or anywhere near this blue line, you can see exactly where price kind of rejects off of. So let's go here to the main chart where it's kind of cleaner. And let me just take a lot of this stuff off the chart, just so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you guys can see right here that the fake outs happen at these horizontal lines, right? The pink line and the blue line. So whenever price gets near these areas, you probably want to get out of your position. So if you're still holding on to that buy, whenever price gets up here, you've made decent profit at this point. So I would just pull out, because if not, you're just going to get caught in this back and forth movement. And eventually price is going to break out. So you're either going to get really lucky and price is going to go up, or you're going to get really unlucky and price is going to break out down. So you don't really want to take that gamble when you're trading. Unless you're trading on something like the super high time frames where you can like just hold on to it and not really worry about it. For scalping and for day trading, you don't want to be holding on to something too long, because obviously majority of the time it's not going to play out in your favor. The chart's pretty much as wide as it can go, Cam. I'm not, it just looks like the candle. I mean, because if I zoom out, this is what it's supposed to look like. But when I go up, that's pretty much how it's supposed to be. It's because the candles aren't really moving. They're going back and forth. If there was a direction, then it would be wider. Like if I was over here and there was like actual movement, that's when the candles would look normal. But these are normal candles. It's just because price is consolidating right here. That's why the candles look like that. So I can't really get any closer unless you want me to get super close like that. It's I mean, I can show you this, but then you can't see anything that happened before it, right? You can see what's happening here, but you won't be able to see what happened back here, which is what you want to see, because you want to see where price is going. But yeah, looking over here at the charts, you can see a lot of back and forth movement. I think this is the ideal zoom in rate. I'm kind of like close, but not too close. Enough where you guys can see the candles, but or it just might be your screen camera. Are you trading on like on a small screen? That might be it. Because I'm on a 27 inch monitor. I think Maddie's on like a 21 inch. I think a lot of people here are on like some big screens. So it might be you. Oh, you're on a laptop. Yeah. You just got to get a bigger screen. Because your screen is probably like 15 inches or 17. So you're like half the screen of what everybody's looking at. That's why it looks kind of funky to you. Yeah, now in the future, if you get a bigger screen, I think 20 inches should be pretty decent. I think anything below 20 is kind of small. And that's why I hate trading on my laptop too. And I know how you feel, because when I'm traveling and I'm trading on my laptop, like when I was in Hawaii, it was kind of hard for me to see. I had to really squint and look at where the candles were. But anyways, there's no entries for us right now, guys. Price is still going back and forth. Yeah, Patricia said here that she's waiting for the news. That's exactly what I'm doing too. Yeah, no, definitely. Cameron said I'll have a dope setup with the profits you make me. Yeah, that's the next step. You always want to invest into your trading for sure. Yeah, I never realized how this big screen really makes a big difference, because I was trading on a laptop initially. When I first started the group, I was trading on a laptop and one small monitor. And yeah, the more screen space that you have, the better. Alex said I had to get a larger screen. Should get the bill yet, right? I need to get a new one too, actually. There's nothing wrong with my screen, but I kind of want a bigger one. I just don't want that one that like kind of curves. If you guys know what I'm talking about, the gaming one. That one looks kind of crazy. Initially, I wanted it, but it's way too big. I think it's like 50 inches or 70 inches. It's crazy. Yeah, Steven said he's using a normal account now. That's good, Steven. All right, guys. So the breakout right here, you can see it's still running. Yeah, the breakout is still running, and it's not really doing too much. Just going back and forth. Back over here to our main charts, or clean charts, actually, you can see here that there's still nothing going on. Price is still going sideways between this 1 minute resistance and opening price. So I think when news comes out at 7 o'clock, we're going to start to get some movement here. Liquidity up here didn't get hit yet. A lot of buy and sell signals have come up here. There's a breakout V3 that set up right here, breakout V3 continuation, but I wouldn't recommend taking it. There's a sell signal and a red candle right there. I think it'd be a little too close to, yeah, it's a little too close to the opening price down here. Let's see, Nick said he has 3 screens. One is curved, one of the curved gaming ones and 2 regular Dells. One screen has MT5. One has fundamentals, one has trading view. And he streams it live from his phone. Nice, Nick. Yeah. No, I kind of have a similar setup. I have the big iMac Pro in front of me. It's like 27 inches. And then I got 2 HPs on my side over here. They're like, I think 22 or 23 inches. So I pretty much got kind of the same setup. It's just yours is the bigger curved one. I wanted to put that above my Mac, but that monitor is pretty heavy and I don't trust it above my Mac. It's like I don't want to risk destroying my Mac to have that huge gaming curved laptop above it, or not laptop screen. All right, guys, we have a pending buy signal right here. Again, you guys have another opportunity here to pull out of the breakouts if you guys are holding on to it or were holding on to it. Yeah. Again, I'm going to keep reminding you guys that I would recommend pulling out of it. If you guys don't want to pull out of it, that's fine. You don't have to listen to anything I'm saying. I'm just looking out for your guys' best interest because there's just not really much going on here. Plus, we have news over here at 7 o'clock. So when the news comes out at 7, you want to be careful in case price ends up spiking either for you or against you because it's kind of tricky. It's going to be pretty tricky with how price is currently moving here. Price is actually squeezing. So if you look closer, price is actually squeezing. So it is definitely preparing for a breakout. So if you look from here, from these high points, price just keeps getting tighter and tighter, right? So this is basically what's happening. Price is squeezing. And when news happens over at 7 o'clock, price is either going to break out to the upside or it's going to break out to the downside. Steven said, I'm back. You said 50 lots is fine for 100K count. I mean, you can use whatever lot size you want. Just don't go above 100, Steven. If you go above 100, you're going too high. So you can do anything. It doesn't really matter what lot size. Don't go too small though. So like don't use 10 lots because you're never going to pass your challenge. The thing is there's no deadline with FTMO. So you could take a whole year if you want, but don't go above 100. So, I mean, 50 lots is okay. If you want to take it slow, you can do 50 lots. And I recommend for you to take it slow because you live life in the fast lane. You like want to, you like when you go too high, you go way too high. And when you go too low, you go way too low. So for you, Stephen, I think 50 is fine. And once you start to get more comfortable, you can move up to 75. And once you get super comfortable and confident, you can go up to 100. Sorry, guys, 1 second. But yeah. Yeah, just start off with 50 for now, Steven. You know, get a feel for the market, get a feel for everything, get confident with your trading. Once you get confident, then you can move up in lot size. But again, there's no limit or there's no timeline for FTMO. So you can trade for a whole year if you want. And I think the main thing here is for you to pass and become consistent. Man, so the breakout again is back in profit, guys. Not really too much going on here. It's just going back and forth. We got the news coming up in about 5 minutes. The news is going to set off price for sure. So we got news over here in 5 minutes. It's existing home sales. It's still negative. Existing home sales for November, month over month. CB consumer confidence. So CB consumer confidence is forecasted to be positive, while home sales is forecasted to be negative. Yeah, William said he's going to step away for 5 minutes. Probably the best decision to do there, so you don't get caught in any FOMO here, trying to chase, any of this directional movement. So liquidity up here still didn't get hit. Here's the clean chart. There's still no new lower. Sorry, there's no new low levels that have been produced. Man, I hate being sick. My like nose is clogged up and it makes me pronounce words wrong. Anyways, so there's no new levels down here establishing a lower low. We just have this resistance up here and the opening price. So this is kind of where price is ranging from. Once we get a new lower low down here, I'll create a new support here. But right now we have the support that was created pre-market. So this support here was created at 628, about 2 minutes before market open here at 630. And again, price is still around this level. So we got news happening in about 4 minutes. There's not really too much happening here. Price again is pushing around the 1 minute resistance level right here. So I'll go and just label this so that you guys can see. This is the 1 minute resistance level. And we got the 1 minute support right here. So we got two levels right there. Not really too much going on. Again, here is the breakout. It's again back in profit. So this might be your last opportunity to pull out in profit if anybody's still holding on to it, because when the news comes out right here at 7 o'clock, expect a big push either to the upside or expect a big push to the downside. So there's your last warning. Alan is asking, are you here on the 26th? I should be. Let me see. What is the 26th? Tuesday? Yeah, I should be. Or, well, let's see. I know it's Kwanzaa on that Tuesday. We'll see if the markets are open. Yeah, markets open or actually, let me see over here real quick. 26th. Yeah, market's open on Tuesday, so I'll be online. Market will be kind of slow though. It'll most likely be pretty slow because it's the day after Christmas, but I will be here for the live session. Yeah, I'll be here if the market's open, I'll be here. I'm ready to make money no matter what. Day after Christmas, day after New Year's, I don't care. I'll be here to trade the market. So it doesn't really matter to me. As long as the markets are open, I'll be here. As long as the markets are open and it's not like a super flat day, right? Because you can kind of tell if it's going to be a flat day or not. But usually the day after, like the day after New Year's is usually kind of slow, but lately it's been super volatile. All right, we got the news candle coming up right here in about 10 seconds, guys. Expect some volatility. It's kind of slowing down here a little bit. There we go with that push of volatility. Markup news price right there. Looks like the breakout hit TP. So if you guys took the original break, or yeah, the original breakout full TP right there, big push to the upside. Looks like the breakout V3 is going to hit as well. If you guys are not in the position, I don't recommend chasing it. So unless you guys are already in the position, then great. If you guys are not in the position, I don't recommend just hopping in just because you see this big push to the upside. And there you go, full TP on both of the breakouts. So if you guys held on to either the breakouts, kudos to you. I could never do that. But you can see right there, it's now getting a huge wick to the downside. So don't chase this, especially you, Steven. You definitely should not chase this. FOMO said it's Steven said I'm getting FOMO. You should probably just turn off your computer at this point, Steven. Probably, yeah, go step outside or something in the snow, wake you up. Because I know you for sure will probably want to FOMO into this. So Maddie said go make some snow angels. Yeah, I think you're on the East Coast, right, Steven? So it's probably snowing over there. Um, yeah, Maddie said you'll feel better after. That'll shake the foam out of you. But yeah, so the breakouts over here hit full TP. So Steven, back to your breakout here. If you want to just hold a breakout, you can do it. Because this is kind of what got you to the to passing your challenge in the first place, right? All you did was take the breakouts, and that's pretty much it. So if you want to continue doing that, like what you did before, because that's what you're good at. I think from knowing you over the years, Steven, I think the only thing you're really good at is the breakout. Because it happens so quickly. The only problem with this here is that these breakouts will sometimes run for a while. When you were trading the breakouts, they would hit right away. But yeah, I think the breakouts are probably going to be your best option. So just figure out how you want to do the breakouts, Steven. If you want to take the breakouts and hold them to full TPs or full stop loss, you can do that. If you want to just take them and ride them for partial moves, then do that, because that's what you're good at. Like, there's nothing wrong with being good at the breakouts. Like, you could suck at everything in trading, but if you're good at the breakouts, I think you'll be fine because you'll just be following, the breakout every morning, which comes up every day. Pretty much, the breakout will come up nearly every day, and I think if you just stay consistent to that, then you'll be fine. The only time that you really started to screw up was when you traded Asia session, which I don't know why you traded Asia session, but that's the only time you really messed up. So yeah, Steven said $1,000 a day is his goal. So I mean, that's very possible. You might want to increase your little, I mean, I guess it kind of depends. If you're doing 100 lots, you can probably do that if you go for I'd say like 200 pips, which is possible. With 50 lots, I don't know if you'll be able to make, well, I mean, you can, but you got to take multiple trades, not for just the breakout. So let me see, I'm going to put that in my FTMO quick trade manager. If you're taking a 50 lot, the breakout's usually about 300 pips. Actually, it's doable. It is doable. So if you're doing a 50 lot and you're going for, yeah, no, it's very doable. Never mind, 6 to 50 lots, Steven. If that's your goal, then I think you're good. But you have to take the full breakouts if that's the case. Because you got to go for either 250 pips or 300 pips. If you do 250 pips, you can make 1,250. So you're well above your threshold if that's what you want to do. So yeah, you're good. All right, guys. So both of the breakouts here hit full TP. I'm not going to count the trades because I didn't take them myself. If I took them on my actual accounts, then they would count as official entries. I did mark these up for you so we could follow them, and you can see that the breakout works perfectly fine. It works very well. It's up to your preference. If you can handle the risk, then great. For me personally, I don't like taking risky trades, so that's why I didn't take the breakout today. If there wasn't like such crazy news this morning, I would have taken it, but even so, it's kind of tricky how the market moved all throughout here. Let's see. So Rashida said the news was positive. Let me go back and check. Yes, the news was all positive. Alan is asking, is this the news fake out? So there's no news fake out because the news actually went up, Alan. So right here at 7 o'clock, price pushed up from this lower point right here. So there's no fake out for the news. The news went to where it was supposed to go. News was all positive right here. So you're expecting a bullish push. The bullish push happened. The only way to do that is if price already manipulated and faked out. So right here from this pink line, if price came down here, then that's where you would take your entry because you'd look for the correction back up to news price right here. But there's no fake out for this news event because it went to where it was supposed to go, to the upside. Yeah. All right, price is getting close to liquidity. Actually looks like, yeah, it's hit now. So prices hit liquidity right there for the retest of that area. Still haven't taken anything myself yet, guys. I'm just kind of waiting. I think this could probably be a nice push to the upside though. So this right here looks like it could possibly be, I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities here. I'm looking at it and there's actually, so it looks like it could be a, yeah, I just saw a lot of entries come up right there from where I was at. This price continues to push up higher from here. There's just a lot of entries that came up. So I'm looking over here real quick. So I'm looking at this and it looks like it could be a high-low scalp V2. Those are right at news price though. So there's a high-low scalp V2 that was right here. Price broke above it, came back below. So this would be considered a high-low scalp V2. It's kind of a big push though because the ATR is so low. The volatility is low. So this would be high-low scalp V2. And then it would also be a high-low scalp with price breaking the structure right here. So there's like a bunch of entries that came up here. There's a high-low scalp V2 right here, and then there's another high-low scalp that happened right here. There's a lot of entries that just came up, but I wasn't able to, I didn't really look for these because we were looking at the breakout. I kind of screwed up today, guys. I actually mixed up the chart. So I was supposed to mark the high low zone here and the breakout on this chart, and then I kind of mixed them up. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to see that. But there's a high low scalp V2. It's going to be right at the news price right here. So it's a little tricky. You know, you probably would want to pull out before you got to that point. But yeah, other than that, the high-low scalp V1 over, or the original high-low scalp already hit TP. So this candle right here broke and closed past it. That'd be the high-low scalp. And then let me just delete that. And then there's a high-low scalp V3 that's currently running right here. I was looking to see if there was going to be a breakout V3 continuation, but there's been a buy signal here that's been running for a while now, and it hasn't came back yet. So unfortunately, that's kind of what I was looking for. I saw the confluence here for the high-low scalp V2, but what I was looking for was the breakout V3 continuation. So what I kind of would like to see here is I would like to see price maybe pull back a little bit, give us a sell signal, maybe bounce off news price, give us a buy signal, and then provide a breakout V3 continuation right there. Because if I see something like that, then we can ride that up for like a quick 100 pips there, in and out, no problem, right? So there's just a lot of different opportunities here. The only problem here that I'm like most worried about is the volatility, right? Volatility is at 11, so it's really slow right now. It's just a little too slow. It's been like this pretty much all week. We've had a sideways market. Typically you want, like right now, the ATR should be at like 15 at least during a regular market, especially right now in the winter. But it's currently been like at like 10, 12, 13, which is not good because what happens is when volatility dies down like that, what do you think happens next? Price goes up and down in a range. And again, you don't want to be trading like that. So I can see this high-low scalp V2 maybe running for like a long time. This could be running for a long time, just like the breakouts earlier. And then eventually it'll probably climb up and hit, but you know, that's probably not going to happen for like another 30 minutes or so. Nice. So Steven over here got 150 pips. Nice work, Steven. I don't even know what you're taking, Steven, but I mean, what I would say is go with your intuition. Just listen to my analysis. And if you see price pushing up and you can kind of follow with what I'm analyzing, then I would just go with the trade. So with you, Steven, I don't think you're good at following like direction. You're good at just listening and then going off subjectivity, which is completely fine. You know, some people are discretionary traders. Some of the best traders in the world are discretionary. They just listen to people's analysis and they take trades off their analysis. So I think that's how you trade too. Oh, it's Sisuk. It's not Stephen. I thought it was Stephen because you guys have the same color for your name, Sisuk, and you're both S. So I thought you were Stephen for a second there. But yeah, no, Sisuk's one of the discretionary traders too. He knows how to trade just based off the analysis, and he can just take the trades as it go. For you, Stephen, actually, now I take that back. I don't think you should trade discretionary. You should stick to like some sort of game plan. Because I think the thing with discretionary traders are they're good as long as they understand their risk. Because a lot of times discretionary traders will trade without a stop loss. They'll just listen to my analysis. I'll say, okay, price is probably going to come down and go back up, right? And what happens with a discretionary trader is they enter for a buy somewhere down here and they just hold on to it. They let it ride up. And then when I say, okay, it's going to get riskier on this area, they just pull out manually. They don't really have a TP stop loss set up. They kind of just enter a trade based off my analysis. And a lot of people here do that. So if you guys can trade that way, that's fine. But for certain people in the group, some people need structure. Like for myself, I've been trading for a while, but I still need structure. I can trade discretionary, but for the most part, I need, I need structure because I can't hold up. I can't lead you guys here in this live session and then just enter trades randomly and not really have explanation for it. So I only enter trades when I have some sort of logic behind it. And if there's a reason for me taking that trade. But again, the high-low scalp V2 is currently running here. I'll have this as a confluence. I'm not necessarily going to enter it as a standalone trade because the volatility is too low. If anything, well, I mean, you can still take these high-low scalp V2s, but you probably want to take them for smaller TPs or maybe pull out when price gets near, like say the sessions up here, because the volatility is too low. So when price does get to this point, it's probably going to bounce directly off it. Yeah, no, exactly. Kenneth said he's a discretionary trader as well, works best for his trading strat. Yeah, and it's completely fine, guys. There's like thousands of different trading strategies out there. You guys don't have to use my specific strategy. You guys can use my confluences and my analysis to align with your own strategy or your own analysis and take trades off that. Because everybody trades differently, right? Like some of you guys have been watching me trade for years and you guys still can't like follow directions, which is fine. It's like, it's just not your trading style, but you can use my analysis and my breakdowns for you to basically have a confluence for your own entries. Steven said, is it too late to take this high-low scalp right now? It's definitely way too late, Steven. I don't even know what you're looking at. Yeah, I don't see any high-low scalps over here right now. I mean, if you enter right now, you're basically getting in for like a premium of like 160 pips. So one second, guys. Can't wait for this stupid cough to go away. My voice just runs out mid-sentence and it's super annoying. But anyway, Steven, so you were asking about a high-low scalp. The high-low scalp happened way down here. So there's no high-low scalp. Sorry, one more second. All right. So there's another high-low scalp that's currently pending right here, Steven, but I don't recommend you take it because it's right at the sessions. This is a red flag right here, this purple line. So even if this candle was to break and close past this level here, you might get manipulated off this session right here. Yeah, there's no trades right now, Steven. So yeah, definitely you should not trade discretionary because it seems like you can't follow along with my analysis here. So just hold off, Steven. I think you should just not trade at all and just stick to the breakouts. Unless like you see something really good. If I see something really good and I say I'm going to take it, Steven, then take it. But I don't think you should take any discretionary trades. Sorry that I mentioned that all earlier. I thought you were Sisu. When Sisu said he made 150 pips, I thought that was you, but it wasn't you. So I don't recommend you take anything discretionary. If I say I'm going to take a trade and I say that this is a good trade, then take it with me. But you got to like pay attention to like what's going on in the market, because right here, this is like the worst area to trade, Steven. Like you asked if you should enter a trade, and this is the worst place to enter because if you entered a trade here, you can get caught in a fake out at the sessions and you would have went straight to your stop loss, right? So you got to just wait for me to tell you like, hey, I'm going to take this trade. Like I'll be pretty clear. I'm going to tell you like, hey, this trade looks good. I'm going to take it, and then you can take it with me. But other than that, I think you should stick to the breakouts and stick to whatever I'm taking, or just stick to whatever I'm taking, one of the two. Because you're fine with the breakouts. It's just, I feel like your consistency is just not there because you take a lot of different random trades throughout the day. And it's kind of what throws off your P&L. Yeah, Kevin said that's how I trade. I trade based off analysis. I don't use a stop loss, but I practice good risk management, and I made a ton of money listening to Sean. Yeah, no, definitely, Kevin. And we've seen your profits every day. Like, there's no denying that, right? You can do it as long as you know how to use the information properly. But again, guys, this whole area right here is a red flag. I don't recommend entering any trades around these points. This was a high-low scalp, like what Steven was mentioning, but I don't recommend anyone take any trades around here because this area it becomes a 50-50 type trade. Like whenever you take a trade, you want to have a probability of like maybe 70%, right? 70% it's a decent probability, 80% better. But if you trade around these points where these purple, red, and green lines are, your probability goes down to 50% or less because this is where a lot of manipulation happens. And you guys have seen it earlier this week where price tends to fake out around these points here. So for me personally, what I would recommend is just stay away from these areas and you can see right here that where the fake out is happening. So price is faking out right off that purple line right there, which is the Asia low from yesterday. So this is normal. It's not like this is like something brand new to us. This is the whole reason I created this indicator so that we can keep away from the risky movement here. Yeah, Kenny said, I used to use your strategies at the confluence because they align with my strat. I also take your trades too because you're good at this and I have confidence in you. And because we used to be boys and you used to let me sleep on your couch before. So I trust you. Yeah, I remember that time when you went back home, Kenny. Yeah, no, definitely. So yeah, guys, there's no need to change your strategy. If you guys are on this live session, you don't have to trade exactly how I do. But what I do recommend is to just at least listen to my analysis. And if it lines up with your analysis, then, by all means, take a trade. Because I've been doing this for a while, like what Kenny mentioned. And, it's just a rinse and repeat process every day. I don't really do anything different. I look at the same red flags. I look at the same structure. I look at the same everything. Um, let's see, Steven, what did you send me over here? Steven, so don't search up K2. Look at your invite only scripts. It'll be right there. You gotta go right here to your invite only. You can't search them up because you'll see that different stuff will come up. So just go to your invite only scripts right here and you'll find it there. You should have access to it. Yeah, same here, Maddie. Maddie said, I'm so glad it's a slow day today. Yeah, no, same here. Because then if not, we'd be missing a lot of stuff. Yeah, no, I think everybody would have. Yeah, so this is probably a good day for you to come back, Stephen, because it's a slow day, so you can ask a lot of questions. Because if it wasn't a slow day and we were missing a bunch of trades here, I think everybody would be after you, but you're good. Yeah, nice. You're good, Stephen. You have all the indicators on your screen. Um, yeah, Alan said yes, I agree. Have to listen. Have a hard time doing that, but when I do, I make money. Yeah. Well, my main goal here is really like I always remind you guys, my main goal here isn't really to make you guys to give you guys a ton of winning trades. My main goal is really to prevent you guys from taking bad trades. Because I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of people. Making money in the market is very easy. I'm sure a lot of you guys have taken like a random buy. Like, for example, you see price going up and you just take a random buy, right? And then you win. And then price comes down and you take a random sell and then you win as well. The biggest skill I think with trading is understanding when not to trade. So this whole area right here, this is like where I pretty much shine the most because I kind of tell you guys where not to trade because right here you could have taken any entry here and yeah you could have gotten lucky like with any other buy or entering trades, but this over here is like where you want to be careful because you can get caught in some fake out. So for example, if you entered a buy over here at any point, price would have pulled back down and you'd be down like in some drawdown right here, right? So I think we just approach the market differently. A lot of people try to focus on getting those huge profits and those big winning days, but they never really show the losing days. And realistically, if you know, it's impossible for someone to be super consistent like that. Like for us to make these small profits throughout the day, I think this is very possible, and I've been doing it for years. But I think making like, 1,000 pip profits and then never losing, I think that's super impossible. So, there's a lot of Instagram and YouTube traders that do that, but that stuff is like really not realistic. Like I've seen like a lot of YouTubers and Instagram traders that make like 1,000 to like 2,000 or 3,000 profit every single day, and they never lose. That doesn't make any sense. Like even some of the best traders in the world don't do that, right? So that have been trading for like years and years and years and decades. So just keep that in mind, like when you guys are following different traders, because I think the real skill of trading is understanding when not to trade, not really when to trade, because you can get lucky, but um, it is kind of it's kind of a double-edged sword because I feel like a lot of people get reeled into that. Steven said he's 33, but he feels like he's 50. I believe that. I could definitely believe that. Um, Let me see. Kenneth is asking, I'm assuming the market will just slow down after today due to the holidays. Yeah, Kenneth. So let me see. Today's the 20th. Christmas is next week. Yeah. So I think that's why the market started slowing down this week as well, because we are getting closer to Christmas. The reason why that happens is, just think logically. A lot of people are going on vacation already. A lot of the hedge funds and account managers and whoever is managing people's money, they're all on vacation right now, right? Because everyone's traveling for Christmas and for the holidays. And you can tell because the ATR down here is super low. It's at 10. Last week ATR was like at 22, right? ATR was like at 22, 25. It was super high. For this entire week, the ATR has been pretty low. So yeah, you're correct with assuming that, Kenneth. It's I didn't realize Christmas was like next Monday. So yeah, the market's probably going to continue to be slow from now until Friday, and then markets close on Monday, and market will reopen on Tuesday. So it'll probably be a little like I think next week market will pick up a little bit, but it's not going to be super fast. It's going to be a little slow. It'll probably be around like 15 to 17 ATR, maybe not in the 20s yet. And then I think next year, obviously next year, the ATR is going to be super high. I think starting on like New Year's Day, the market's going to be back in a full swing. So yeah, it's crazy how fast this year has like swung by. But again, guys, there's no entries for us right now. The ATR is too low, so we can't take any momentum pullback scalps. There's not really any breakouts coming up right now. There's a breakout V3 continuation that might be setting up right here, but I don't think I would necessarily recommend taking it. Let's see. I mean, if you really wanted to take a trade there, you possibly can, but it's not really going to be in my best interest because the bias right here is still kind of bullish and it already ran. So if anybody's taking it, it's currently running right now in profit. I think it already hit TP probably. It's still running. The ATR is just too slow. So you can see the volatility is super low. If the ATR was higher, I would have taken this trade. Like if the ATR was like maybe 15 or 17, I would take it because I would expect this to spike down to maybe news price and then maybe come back up. But the ATR here is just too low. So it's kind of just going sideways, which I don't like. Not for these types of entries because you want to have high volatility to just get in and out very quickly. Yeah, exactly. Kenneth said the ATR is too low. Steven's asking, he's remembered for gold, what strategy do you recommend? You can probably apply the breakout V3 continuation for gold, Steven. I don't know what the TP stopwatch should be, so you got to figure that out because the pricing is different. So you can't use like a 1030 for gold. But yeah, you could probably use a breakout V3 continuation. I don't think you're gonna get 1,000 pips, Steven. You keep asking for 1,000 pips on gold. 1,000 pips is not easy to get, like for sure in gold. If you want to scalp it, you can scalp it. But I think 1,000 pips, you have to trade on like a higher time frame. You've been asking me that for a while. I don't, anybody here who trades gold, do you think 1,000 pips is like consistently 1,000 pips? If it's equivalent to 100 pips, then I could see that happening. But 1,000 pips is a lot of pips to catch for gold. I don't know how the pips work for gold because I don't trade it, but I mean, you're kind of asking for like for a miracle, Stephen, for you to make 1,000 pips every day consistently. If I can't do 1,000 pips consistently on gold, like for you, it's going to be almost impossible. Um, I could get you like maybe 100 pips or so. You just have to increase your lot size, but 1,000 pips is like it's a really big stretch. Here, let's just check real quick. So let's go to gold. You want to trade gold, right? Like I think so. Steven said he wants to double his account once a week. I don't think you can. It's not gonna be possible, Steven. Like, just being realistic with you, it's not gonna for you. I don't think it's possible, um, because you don't know any of the strategies. So yeah, sorry, no distractions. Here, let me just. I just want to measure this real quick. I want to see. Yeah, Steven, you're going for 1,000 pips, dude. Like 1,000 pips on gold. Yeah, and you want to trade and you want to scalp. That's crazy. You have to like literally be able to catch the top, the very top and the very bottom. Yeah, it's like a 1 hour trade. I mean, you can maybe catch it, but to do it consistently every single day, it's not very, it's not, I don't think it's possible. Just being realistic with you, Stephen, I don't think it's possible. I think you should stick to US30. I think US30 will probably give you, you have, you have a better chance of hitting it with US30. Not 1,000 pips though. You could probably do like maybe close to 500 pips a day, 100 pips, because at 500 pips is like maybe a couple trades, but or maybe even two trades because the breakout's already 300 pips. The breakout V3 is 300 pips. The breakout V1 is 100 pip or 250 pips. So it's very doable with US30. For gold, it's kind of different. Yeah, Kevin said I trade gold all the time. I catch some big moves, but 1,000 pips is really hard, almost impossible. Gold is way too volatile. Yeah, and Kevin locks in like, like tens of thousands of dollars a day trading US30. So I think you probably better off just trading US30. Yeah, Patricia said, please be serious. All right, guys. So sorry, we kind of went off track for a little bit there, but back to US30, there's still nothing going on here. Price is just going back and forth. So you guys can see here that there's a new range. The new range is between the sessions right here and news price. So if I turn off a lot of this stuff here, or pretty much everything, you guys can see this is the new range now. It's a pretty big range, but the volatility is so low that you're not really seeing too much happening here. Um, so again, looking at the high-low scalp V2, it's still running right now. What you can look for here is a possible buy signal and then a continuation to the upside. That's like one thing that I would probably look for because that'll be a confluence with the trade that's already currently running, which is a high-low scalp V2. So we got news coming up right here at 7:30. It's low impact news. I'm not expecting too much to happen from it. Actually, there's some medium impact news right here. It's 20 seconds away. So we got news coming up right here. There's not really too much going on. Let me see if I can update the structure here. All right, so looking at this here, there goes the news candle. Big push to the upside right there. Pending buy signal. All right, so let's go and check news real quick. So the news was actually pretty mixed. News is still pending for the other events here. But we had bullish news for 7:30. We had bearish news over here for 7:30 as well. This is the medium impact news. I'm waiting for this one right here, the EIA gasoline stock change. And I want to see if this here is bullish or negative. If this is bearish, if it's both red, then you can probably expect price to come back down. You're probably gonna get some manipulation here. Maybe hit CP, then come back down. Still hasn't loaded yet. Steve, I just saw why Patricia said, Steven, you're out of your mind. Because Steven said, he just needs to hit 1,000 pips 16 times in a row to reach $15 million. Steven. Yeah, we kind of missed your jokes in here, Steven. Hey, did you ever go meet Putin? I remember Putin was like your buddy. Yeah, Steven's buddies are Biden and Putin. He's gonna make the market crash for us. It hasn't happened yet. All right, so we got the V3 buy that's coming up, but it's right at the sessions, guys. So I personally wouldn't take it. It is in confluence with the high-low scalp V3. So if you guys want to take it, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it because it's right at the sessions. But it is right there. It's currently running. It's going to run alongside the high-low scalp V2. So you got two entries right here that are currently running. It's right at a red flag, so I personally wouldn't take it. But there you go. It did exactly what we anticipated. It pushed up. The high-low scalp V2 did hit. So as you guys can see, the strategies work perfectly fine. But you can see you'll be holding on to these positions for an extended period of time. And you can see right here the fake out starting to happen right at the sessions. So if you guys ever trade at the sessions, you have to be very aware of like where price is going, because you got to be in and out of that position super quickly. Nick said, I can firmly say I did not miss Steven at all. It's too funny. Anyways, guys, so the high-low scalp V2 just hit full TP. But again, you can see right here where price got manipulated directly off the sessions, right? So this is why I recommended not to take it, because this is typically what happens around these areas here. You don't want to get caught in this because, like I mentioned, this is a good strategy and the entries do hit. But when you trade around these areas up here where the sessions are, this is this kind of drops your probability down to like 50% or less. If you ever trade around where the sessions are, I could never say, I can always say that your probability will never be above 50%. Like you can have like the most perfect trade lined up perfectly, but you can see here that at any moment price can get highly manipulated directly off it, and it'll just knock your trade down. So that's the whole reason I created this indicator, because I avoid trades whenever they come near these horizontal lines. The pink lines and the blue lines are okay. You know, they might drop your probability maybe like 10% or so, but at these sessions, these definitely drop it down to below 50%, because you're kind of just gambling at that point. Like right here, for example, you could have taken the trade, you would have gotten lucky if it spiked up, but then if you didn't pull out in time, because it literally went to your TP. And if your spread got you caught in this position, you would have been trapped in the position right now, right? You'd have to pull out manually. So if you ever want to trade around the sessions, which I never recommend, I would recommend that you do watch it, because when it does hit your TP, you got to close out of that position, or else you'll be stuck in it longer than you need to. And same with this high-low scalp V2, like this trade ran for so long. This is a scalping entry, so this is not supposed to run for, let's see, this trade filled right here. And it ran for about 30 minutes, right? This trade's not supposed to run for this long. You're supposed to be in and out of this position within like 5 minutes. But because of the low volatility and because of the sessions right here, you end up being caught in this position for longer than you need to. So, yeah, I mean, just to remind you guys, just be careful around these areas here. But again, we had a bunch of entries that hit TP today. I haven't taken any trades myself. So we had two breakouts that hit full TP, the original breakout, the breakout V3. And then also we had the high-low scalp V2 here hit with a breakout V3 continuation. So yeah, they all hit. Nathan's kind of risky for taking that trade there. Yeah, Nathan said that he closed out early, which is fine. You know, it's cool if you guys close out early. Yeah, Nathan said he had bad entries all day, which is cool. I mean, this is normal for these types of market conditions. When the market's moving slow and you got low volatility, you're going to get a lot of bad entries because you're going to be stuck in the position for a long time. It's going to make you second guess your entry, and you're either going to pull out early or you're just going to take a loss. So yeah, Maddie said might be getting a high-low V2 if this closes below the sessions. Okay, let me clean this chart up. So two more entries here, full TPs. I'm not going to count them as official entries because I didn't take them myself. I'm just not feeling too comfortable trading around this area and just trading right here in general. It's just not like the best area for us to trade in, especially with the sessions right here. I would have been perfectly fine if we traded down here, but fortunately we got close to the sessions and now I think it's kind of stuck in this area that we don't want to be in. So looking over here at the liquidity, the upper liquidity here got hit as well. And there's another liquidity above that might be running soon. So pretty much all of the entries that we marked up for today got hit. I didn't take any entries, so none of them are going to count towards the official entries. I just want to be transparent with you guys. If I don't feel comfortable with a position, I'm not going to take it. And then I'm also not going to count it as a win because that just doesn't make any sense, right? I want to show you guys what's like actually possible following these live sessions and following the trade that I actually take. So I don't know if I've taken any trades this week so far. I think I've taken a couple. Yeah, so let me see. This week was the 18th. Let me see if I've updated the spreadsheets for those. Yeah, because if you guys look at our win rate for December so far, we've been doing pretty great. The reason why we're doing pretty great is because I'm not taking so many trades. I'm being very cautious with the entries that we're taking here. So we had one entry over here on the 19th. I didn't take anything on Monday. 19th was yesterday. I took one trade yesterday, or I took two trades yesterday. 12, 19, 23. That entry was taken at 640. I believe it was for a buy. Buy, win, profit. I think it was a partial too. Partial breakout V3. And the other entry was right here for the so it was at 712. Buy, win. Yeah, so this is pretty much our win rate for for the month of December so far. We've had a bunch of wins and just one loss. And this is because I'm super conservative with my trades. Like today we had like 4 trades that came up, but I'm not counting any of the trades that came up because I didn't take them myself. So other than that, the volatility is kind of low. It's currently at 9, so I'm not really anticipating anything to happen from now until 8 o'clock. Also, price is right at the sessions. So if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm not really seeing too much happening here. You guys can see the structure that I drew up over here on the clean chart. I mean, the market's pretty much dead right now. And I think it's going to be dead from now until 8 o'clock. Yeah, Kenneth said he's done for the day, took some L's, but recovered from a bigger L. Yeah, definitely, Kenneth. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Steven said it's a big payout. Yeah, Steven, you'll get there. You'll get there eventually. Yeah, C6 said sessions can do some serious destruction on an account if ignored. I agree too. Yeah, Kemo said he skipped that V3 and he's done for the day. Yeah, guys, so if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Here's our team profits for the day so far. We have Nathan with a total profit of 1,940 for the day. All wins here. Nice work, Nathan. We got Eunice here, total profit of 1,349. All wins there as well. We got Albert, total profit of 712. Nice work, Albert. All wins. We got David, total profit of 40.50 for the day, all wins here as well. We got Kenny, total profit of 2,980 for the day, all wins here. So nice work, guys. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. I haven't taken any trades myself, so I have nothing to post for the day. Yeah, there's just nothing going on here. I got my Forex trades that are currently running, my swing trades. Currently $54 in profit overall. And I'm just going to let them run their swing trades. So I'll see if I got to make some adjustments today. But for the most part, nothing at the moment. So back to our analysis here, guys. I'll do one last analysis, and I think we'll wrap this up for the day. There's not really much going on here. As you can see, prices going back and forth between the sessions. So I don't really recommend you trade around this area. If you do decide to trade, I'd probably wait for price to push away from here or above. We're about like less than 20 minutes away. And if price pushes above, you have all these sessions above here as well. So another area to be careful for, because you don't want to trade around these points. But you guys can see how the fake outs are starting to happen right here, right? Price kind of, let me just clean this up a little bit. Or I could do this on the, actually, let me just clean this up right here. So let me take off the pivots and the momentum. So you guys can see exactly where the manipulation happens, right? Where these sessions happen. So price comes up, and see right here where price rejects directly off the session. This is why you don't want to trade around this area, because if you take a buy here, you get caught in the fake out. Again, right here, same thing. Price pushes up to the next level. See how price fakes out right here? And it comes right back down. Again, right here, price closed below. This could be another fake out. And price will just come back above. So you see how you can get caught in a lot of bad trades here? Because if you trade around the sessions, you'll get caught in, you'll just get caught in a mess here, because price will come up, fake out, come back down, fake out right here, come back up, fake out, come back down. And then eventually it'll probably break out up here and then fake out again. So you guys can see how it gets a little spiky right here, because this is where a lot of these fake outs happen at the sessions. So I don't really recommend anybody trade around this area unless like you really need to, which in a lot of cases is not the case, because there's no more trading deadline for FTMO or whatever company you guys are using. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, it looks like we're gonna wrap this up a little earlier today, because there's just nothing for us to take here. I'm not expecting much to happen from now until 8 o'clock. And if price does push up higher from here, or it doesn't even have to push up higher. So price does push up out of this area, there just might be another fake out, price will come back down. And you're just going to see that a lot. And if price even pushes this high, you're just going to get some fake outs here too. So it's just not really a good area to be trading, because the last thing you want to do is enter a buy here and then get faked out, comes back down. You enter the sell, gets faked out down there. Because you can see where your fake out's going to happen. You could have chased this for a buy. When it came down, you would have gotten stopped out. You would have chased this for a sell. Price pushed back up, you would have gone stopped out. Price pushes it up again right here. Another fake out. And you get stopped out again, right? So, yeah, I think that's it. All right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, if you guys don't have to trade today, which I'm pretty sure the majority of you guys don't, I would recommend just sitting out, wait until tomorrow. There's no other news events for today, I don't believe. So there's no other news events for today. There's some low impact news coming up at 10 o'clock, but it's not really going to affect the market too much. Tomorrow we have GDP, we have jobless claims, and Philadelphia manufacturing index. So we have GDP, jobless claims, and Philly Fed manufacturing index. This is a bunch of so just economic news. Basically PCE, some inflation news. We have GDP, the economy as a whole. We have jobless claims. This is going to tie into the economy as well. And then the Philly Fed manufacturing index, same thing. So basically inflation news and overall economy news tomorrow morning. So just be careful for that. We're going to see some crazy movement probably around 5:30. And then when the market opens at 6:30, we're going to see some either correction or continuation, whichever direction price pushes pre-market. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for the day. If there's any other questions, feel free to